What's up, Cleveland? It's time to turn up the conversation. Tune in to the Strategic Moves with Kenn Dowell Radio Show. For What's on Your Mind Tuesdays, call in, comment, and connect on WOVU 95 FM, WOVU.org, and hit us up on social media. Let's go. What's up, Cleveland? It's time to turn up the conversation. Tune in to the Strategic Moves with Kenn Dowell Radio Show. For What's on Your Mind Tuesdays, call in, comment, and connect on WOVU 95 FM, WOVU.org, and hit us up on social media. Let's go.
For something in the Glenville community. I met him years and years later. We was working on stuff and we just got real cool. And one day he mentioned to me, he said, "Oh, you know my son." I'm like, "Who's your son?" And he was like, "Y'all call him baseball." I was like, "Really?" And it seemed like all those years, you know, playing with him and all of that stuff, and is remarkable. Mike, which is his son's name, moved on to other cities and did other things, but me and his dad became like really cool. So it was sort of like kind of crazy how that kind of went down.
That's
but,
how, you know, sometimes it's like that. The connection is it goes from generations. So it's always good when you have good people. Exactly. But I am gonna shout out. I forgot my women's workshop is next Saturday, the 24th. The 24th. And so for our listening audience, if you have not bought your tickets, please get your tickets.
And where they can get that at?
They can get, you can get the link is on my social media. So my Instagram account, Dr. DRHEB. And if you haven't followed me yet, you need to click follow and like on there. But it's the flyers on there with the QR code. And so you can even go to Zephy. So let me tell you about it. It's Crimson Heights Ministries annual women's workshop. And this is our 16th year. So this is our 16th year. And the proceeds go to scholarships for high school students. In addition to that, we have probably, we estimated over $20,000 in scholarships we've provided to high school seniors since we started. And the nonprofit is named after my first book. So shameless plug, you can also go to Amazon.com and pick up copies of Crimson Heights or I'm Single, So What, the two books that are on Amazon. But for the workshop, we have a great speaker coming in, Dr. Tyrese McAllister, coming from D.C. And Dr. McAllister is a therapist, and she's appeared on reality TV, and so excited to see what she has to say. But we also have our locals, Habiba Grimes, as well as Meltrice Sharp. So you can't, with those two, you're going to get some information. You have access to vendors, you have access to the workshops, as well as a continental breakfast and a lunch. And here's the thing, for $25. Oh, you can't. Now, the level of expertise of these speakers, it should really be a $125 conference. But the philosophy and the reality is making it economical so that all women can afford to attend. And so $25, and if you can't attend, sponsor someone, because we always have people who are interested in going and somebody cannot attend.
You know, you also going to shoot your first podcast show.
Oh, yeah. We're shooting our first podcast show on the 24th with Dr. McAllister. Now, we will have to say that Dr. McAllister won't be the release. I'm the release. Now, y'all know I got to be first and the only person on the podcast for the first show. But, yes, we are shooting with Dr. McAllister on the 24th. And we're excited because what's coming? The podcast, Sanctified and Stilettos with Dr. Heather E. Burton.
Now, tell everybody what that's going to be about.
Oh, Ken, I can't wait. I'm so excited about that. We have the first 3 shows lined up in terms of what we're going to be talking about and things. But sanctified in stilettos is this idea of women being multifaceted. And especially when we're talking about the lens of Christian women and how Christian women get lumped into one category, as well as even when we think about professional women get lumped into one category. And so people see you, if you are Christian, they see you in this one lens. If you wear your stilettos, they see you in this one lens. And so this is talking about the multifaceted identities of women and how they come together. And then if you see my logo, you see we updated the logo, so the logo has a little tilted halo now, and so it just shows that as women, sometimes we have a little tilt. We have a little tilt that everything is not perfect, and we're not trying to make it be. So accept all those different facets of women.
Oh, well, Dr. Burton got a whole lot going on. As always, she got a whole lot going on and things going on. Unicorn, what's up with you? What's going on in the city? We always bring you in because you get it all.
Right.
You know what's going on.
We giving love to Unicorn, too. We giving her some love today.
Yeah, she's having some time of her life right about now.
It's been a summer, y'all.
You know what? It could be just maybe that's it. You're leaving from summer to fall. It's really about means that you gotta get inside.
Maybe my seasonal depression is kicking in.
Yeah, that's what it is. Seasonal depression.
It's more so that the world is very wicked, and at times it gets the best of me, and that's what happens when you don't answer your calling. I went to church service this past Sunday at City. I want to say City East with Pastor Earl, and he gave a phenomenal sermon, and it just it's been hitting me like a dog ever since. But break up her heart, I'll say that. And this has been a summer, but I will keep going. I will keep going. I'll be all right.
You have to get you a pet.
No, I don't want no pet. If you give me a pet, make it a frog.
Frog?
Or a gecko.
Or a gecko.
Some small type of lizard. A turtle, maybe.
Ooh, reptile.
A turtle tank stink, but some type of loving,
how you
caring
become
animal.
a unicorn and want all these reptiles? I thought you would want something like
a little softer.
Yeah, no. I was born in the year of the snake.
No kittens. Unicorn can't have no kittens.
No, I used to have 2 cats before my
Because then she gonna come in here and I'm gonna be sneezing. So no kittens.
No, you're allergic.
Yes.
Okay.
I
don't have them anymore. When I got pregnant with baby, my mom, she was like, "You gotta get rid of your cats. They're gonna take the baby's breath."
I saw a thing on the internet about that, and it was people who had cats who were allowing their cats to get in the crib with their babies and cuddle and that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's a old myth or not, because there's people who does it. There's people who are avid, cat lovers and that kind of thing, and they put them in there. And I saw videos they were showing, but it's a black thing.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you that because
it's very, very black.
Every comment in there after that was somebody black saying, "Oh, no, you don't do that. We don't do that." So I think it's something that African-American black folks just had this thing. You don't put cats in the bed with your kids because they believe they're going to suck
cats
the breath.
They're attracted to the milk on the baby's breath. And so they might sniff a lot. And so if a child ends up having SIDS, Lord forbid, the superstitions come in.
Right. And so the superstitions come
I
in.
don't think no animal should go in the baby's crib, period.
Yeah.
Well, again,
dog, cat, fish.
You got animal lovers who believe in letting animals be animals. Anything else that's happening citywide?
Yes.
What's going on?
Today we have an emergency community meeting going down at Collinwood Rec Center at 5:30. It starts sharp. So be on time. Be early.
I saw that, Unicorn. What is that all about?
Yeah,
I saw that. You texted us about
this was a response to what happened to little 5-year-old Amari over in the Collinwood neighborhood. If you are not familiar, she was assaulted, literally guided out of the home she was being babysat in by a family friend, by 3 young boys who assaulted her. And at this point, I just can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
That was the story that was in it, and they posted her in the hospital and all of that stuff. They really did her bad.
It happened mid-September. Her mom really didn't even want to put her daughter out here in that light due to the level of trauma that she has already experienced. But she felt forced to because there was no coverage. The case, it was no development in whatever they were investigating. And so she went public, and that's when
They never found the kids who did this?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They found,
They found them.
Wow.
And I think one of the things that I read too, and I don't know the law. This is why I need Judge Nelson here on Law Days.
I was excited to talk to him today.
Is because of the kids being minors, of what they can be charged with and how they can be handled.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the big pushes, or I don't know what word I'm looking for, within this situation is all of the people involved are under the age of 10.
Wow.
And
it was violent.
Oh, it was violent.
Yeah, it was violent.
You know, and when I read it, I just didn't think it was here. For some reason, and you know, I as we all do, we speed read, so we reading through, just picking up what we picking up. But I didn't know that was here. That was right here in Collinwood. Wow.
Collinwood, 146.
Yeah, they did her really.
Yeah, and
really,
it, you know, and I read this in one thing, but this is my thought is under 10 as kids. What are you being exposed to that you even have that level of thought?
And that is something, that is an objective of mine to bring up this evening as well, because there are a lot of angry community members, and I understand the anger. I have a 4-year-old. I was angry myself, and reading that story, all I could think about was her. But these children, we have no idea what they have been exposed to, what they have been through, what essay they have experienced themselves. We don't know. Yep. And I want the goal tonight to be healing. I want the goal tonight to be community, us getting back to community, because ain't no way that should have happened. Ain't no way that should have happened.
No,
and I'm tired, and that's why I said, when you asked me how I was, I said I was good. I got a good crying this morning, so I can go into this meeting cool, because I don't want to cry at the meeting.
I forgot you.
But you know, sometimes I think that's our that we have to release, and we have to release in public. And I mean, I've been that way in certain situations where I'm like, I can't cry in here. I can't let the people see me cry. I can't let to see people. But this is a situation where it affects, if it does not touch you in some way, then the question is, where's your heart? And where's your capacity or your compassion for humanity?
Because I couldn't even finish reading it. I read, and because she broke it down, what they did to him, everything. And I was like, whoa, this is just too much. And that's why I didn't know it was here in Cleveland. I was like, man, because she had a picture of her in the hospital and everything. And I was like, this is terrible. And that's just terrible.
It is.
You about to bring the whole vibe down, man. That was just terrible. Oh my God.
I'm not trying to bring the vibe down, but this is the realities of what our communities are facing. And again, we have to look at what these boys have been exposed to. We have to look at.
It was a girl involved in it too, wasn't it? Wasn't it 2 boys and a girl, or was it all boys?
To my understanding, it was
all
boys.
Yeah,
okay.
The mother did come back to the house that she was being babysat at.
Okay.
To show the babysitter where she was.
Terrible.
And then and leaving her. And this is what I question too, Uni, is this mother decided to go public. The question becomes, how many others have not gone public, but something similar or the same has happened to other children because, again, of the level of trauma that kids are dealing with, the exposure that they have, and other things that are impacting. And so that also becomes a concern when we're talking about the community, and we're talking about the village, and we're talking about supporting each other and raising each other, is how many other children has this potentially happened to, but mom, dad, guardian decided, I don't want any more trauma on my child, so I'm just going to not bring it to the public's eyes.
And then they have to carry that, and then we wonder why so many children that want to commit suicide. It's a lot. They have a totally different world than us. They have so much at their fingertips.
Yep.
So
much
early.
access.
So much access. It's so troubling, but I'm tired.
And
I'm
the
tired of seeing
access
the
is
wickedness.
not positive access.
No.
Well, that's why I'm saying it
Yeah.
goes both ways.
Yep.
You know, the knife cuts both ways
Yep.
on that. You exposed, then you exposed. They could have probably had a nice household. Their probably parents and them did everything they were supposed to, but they exposed to the internet. You exposed to all the other stuff that's out here and everything.
And you seeing
know,
stuff like that, and your frontal lobe is not nearly
No.
developed enough to be
Not at all.
exposed to these things. You can't really comprehend and understand what it is that you are viewing, and in what context that you are viewing it to really understand this isn't. It may not be real. Whatever the case is, we don't know what those children were exposed to.
Never
but
know.
I want to extend compassion. I want to extend understanding,
Yeah.
and I want the objective to be community.
So, give it to them again, Uni. What time and where are they going to be at tonight?
Tonight, 5:30, Collinwood Recreation Center. A lot of people have been asking who put this together. LJM of Speak Easy and myself did, because, again, we're just tired, and we got to come together. And this is a call to action to all of y'all. All of y'all. Whatever part you play in the village, whatever future part you see yourself playing in the village, we need you to step up and play that part.
That's good work, Uni. Everybody, we need to get out there and support her today at 5 o'clock. We make sure we get out there and do what we can to get that message out. We're going to take a really quick little break here, and when we get back, we got our guest that's in the house today. We have a young lady who came in today. Her name is Sue Dyke. This is Sue Dyke, and she is part of the No Kings rally that's going to be taking place here in Cleveland on October the 18th. And we've been talking about DEI. We've been talking about all these other things for the last few months in here about what's taking place. And we always ask people at the end of the day, we say, what can y'all do? And we be like, what can you do? What can we do? And we haven't had something. So I was able to talk with I'm gonna call her a young lady. I've been talking to this young lady today, and I ran into her, and she mentioned what they were doing, and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting enough for us to bring on and at least give the people something that they can do. So when we get back, we're going to talk more about the No Kings rally, and we're going to talk more with Sue. So we'll be right back.
Get ready, Cleveland. It's your turn to speak up. Call in and tell us what's on your mind. Join the Strategic Moves with Kenn Dowell Radio Show on 95.9 FM WOVU or stream live at WOVU.org. Let's make your voice count. Let's go.
Cleveland, this is a call to action. There will be an emergency community meeting focused on the safety of our children Tuesday, October 14th at 5:30 p.m. Collinwood Recreation Center, 16300 Lakeshore Boulevard. Our kids deserve to grow up safe, supported, and protected, but that takes all of us. Parents, neighbors, teachers, and community leaders. We need you in the room. Let's come together, talk solutions, and make sure our community stands together for the next generation.
There are important details ahead of the November 4th general election. Over 70,000 Cleveland residents have new polling places. The Board of Elections has moved to 1803 Superior Avenue. Ohio requires an original, unexpired government-issued photo ID to vote. The deadline to request absentee ballots is October 28th. For full details, visit boe.cuyahogacounty.gov/voters or call 216-443-VOTE.
What's up, Cleveland? It's time to turn up the conversation. Tune in to the Strategic Moves with Kenn Dowell Radio Show. For What's on Your Mind Tuesdays, call in, comment, and connect on 95.9 FM WOVU, WOVU.org, and hit us up on social media. Let's go.
All right. We're back, and we're going to talk a little bit about, change it up a little bit. We're going to change the mood a little bit, and this is another set of...
That sounds like we was about to go into slow jam.
Yeah, we're going to change the mood up a little bit, and we're going to talk about fighting, because now it's time to fight. And that's what Uni likes to do anyway, and she's going out there today to organize about fighting some of this crazy injustices that's happening in our community. And
yes, because that is one of the objectives this evening. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but we will be talking about what policies you would like to see changed as well, because since this has been brought to light due to minors being involved in this incident, obviously some changes need to be made. And this is the time to do it. All these things are being dismantled. You need to step up and let your voice be heard on what it is that you want to see done. And we're going to talk about how you can make that happen yourself, because, look, public officials work for us, the people.
Okay, so that's another. She just teed us up again.
Right. It let us right in.
Let us right on into Miss Sue D. She is here today, and she's going to talk about, she's an organizer with this organization that's called No Kings. No Kings is an organization that's been mobilizing around the United States that's out here protesting the fact that the United States have no kings, and we shouldn't be looked at as a place that's trying to put together that type of, I guess you would say, leadership or what we have here in our country. And this organization has been doing that, and they're doing a big rally here on October 18th. And so Sue is going to sit down and talk to us a little bit about what is the No Kings and all of that. So, Sue, I want to welcome you to the program.
Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Not a problem at all. So, Sue, before we get started, or we're going to get started on this, won't you tell us a little bit about what is No Kings?
So, No Kings is a national movement that, actually international at this point, that is trying to give power back to the people and give us a platform to amplify what we're doing. There's protests going on all over the country, and some people don't even know about it. And we're trying to push back on this administration at the national level and how it affects us here at the local level. So the idea is you just get as many people as you can together, and you raise your voice, and in unity, in community, and we have found it to be very powerful. For people to get out, because a lot of people feel very isolated, alone, afraid to speak up. And sometimes, like you said earlier, doing something in public really, really, really can make a difference. Yeah. And it can fill you up with whatever you need to either take action or just get through the day. So, so we're hoping to have a really good turnout for this event.
And so I want to just ask, just for kind of clarity too. So this is the event. This is the protest, a rally. So what is the hope, or what is the outcome that No Kings is looking for in terms of what this particular protest and all of the protests that are happening across the country?
Well, I would say that no good change has come about in this country without, the people standing up and making their voices heard. And so the objective is to make this, as much as possible, one of the largest days in protest history in this country. And
on October 18th?
Yeah, on October 18th. They're going to have...
You shooting for the record? That's what you're trying to say?
Well, not really.
The largest in history. That's
right. Well, we had millions of people that came out on June 14th.
Really?
That was the first No Kings rally.
And where was that at?
We held one here at the Free Stamp.
Oh.
In Cleveland, yeah.
And millions of people came to that one?
No, not that one. No, but across the country.
Oh, you're talking about country. Millions of people across the country.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to say, where did I miss
countrywide total is millions.
It's millions.
Yes.
I'm totally clear now. We're on the same page.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead. I was like, I missed that out.
So...
He was like, where was I at?
Where was I? I said, listen, Cleveland don't have 1 million people, so I had to be there to make it 1 million people.
Yeah, right, exactly. It is at the Free Stamp. We had thousands. We don't have an exact number.
Yeah.
We have over 2,200 signed up already.
Okay.
And I'm seeing signups coming in, and that helps us prepare. Now, you don't need to sign up to come, but it just helps us prepare for security. It helps us prepare the location. It's mostly safety that we're concerned about, and also to just get out the word if there's something that changes about the event in advance. And we don't share that information with anyone. It's just goal also to try to keep track of how many people have actually showed up, because we don't sit there counting everybody that's out there. But the goal, I think there's a thing called the 3.5% rule, that no big change has happened without 3.5% of the population involved and rising up.
Okay.
And so that's what we're going for, is 3.5% of the population in this country. And there are some events in other places of the world, Mexico, lots in Europe. They're all over the place. So, if you can't go to the one in Cleveland, or you know someone who's feeling kind of down about things and wants to do something, you just need to go to nokings.org, and you can find a location near you. These protests range from, I think last time on June 14th in Bay Village, there was a group of people from their senior home who felt like they wanted to get out and do something. So they came out in their wheelchairs, their walkers, in chairs, and they all held up signs as people went by. I think that grew to 50 or so people, but it really just started with 3 or 4, like saying we need to do something. Okay. So anybody can do this. It's not like you don't have to come to a large event. There's, I think, 8 or 9 in the greater Cleveland area in Cuyahoga County, and in surrounding counties, in Medina, in Lake County. They're all over.
So on the 18th, they're going to be doing this all over the country.
Yes.
Okay. And in Ohio, how many places? I imagine the 3 C's, Columbus, Cincinnati is going to be on point. Cleveland, Akron is doing something.
Yeah, Akron. I mean, there's some in multiples in some communities as well.
Okay.
Just different times of the day.
Okay.
They range from like 10 a.m. to about 4 p.m. There's one in Columbus, for example, that they're encouraging people from the surrounding areas to come, and after you've gone to your local protest, go to the State House at 4:30. Okay. And to have one really large protest. And we're encouraging people as well who might be going to the one in Strongsville or to the one in Parma or Menard even. Come to the biggest event in Cleveland.
In Cleveland, which is the one you're doing, and then let them do that. So let me ask you, as it relates to why do you do this? Well, you got a problem?
I can't hear.
You can't hear? Oh, well, let's just keep talking. Because you don't need this to hear. You can take them off if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, that's better?
Got it.
All right, cool. So what I'm asking you, Sue. Sue, what makes you get up every day and want to do this kind of work?
Truthfully, it's anger.
Okay.
It's a way for me to deal with my anger of what's happening. It's my children are adults. I worry that they're not going to have the same rights, or they don't actually, that we have. And I mean, it's always been a fight, right, for our rights. But this is happening so quickly right now in our country. I mean, think about where we were in January and February, and where we are now. We have, our cities are being militarized. There's been a threat to even the city of Cleveland because we are a more democratic city or blue city, liberal, whatever you want to call it, in a red state. So,
and with a black mayor.
Right.
Yes,
So
there's that too.
Yeah, I have to add that most of the cities that are being targeted are cities with black mayors.
Yep. Absolutely. And I mean, Chicago, Portland, LA, it's just, we wonder how much worse things can get if you're paying attention. I mean, we all have our lives and we all have our things in our lives, but this is just another layer of stress. I mean, this affects everyone. The decisions that were made with we call it the big bogus bill. We also use different words that begin with B. Over 500,000 people in Ohio are going to lose their health care. And this whole government shutdown is over subsidies primarily for health care. So if if a certain side gets their way, we will all have increased premiums for our health care. I mean, our food prices have gone up. I mean, this is a real thing.
Yeah. So what I ask is, and it's a real thing. Everything that's happening, we know that it's real. We know that it's affecting people. But what do you tell our listening audience who's sitting here saying, we knew this? If we look at the voting numbers, we knew this. What do we tell people that when we look, and especially when we look at the demographics and things, what do we tell people like, okay, now folks want to wake up and now folks want to protest and now folks want to jump on board, but what was happening before that?
Oh, gosh,
and so what do we tell people, and how do we keep people encouraged, especially to stay in this fight right now?
That's a really good question. There are a lot of people who don't want to join in. They're afraid, or they feel like it's not going to make a difference, just like voting. I mean, people say, well, why vote? My life hasn't changed. I just think we're going to see maybe if it's not for you personally, think about your kids, your grandkids, those kids that, were involved in the incident we were talking about earlier. I mean, what kind of future do they have? A lot has been happening, and especially here in Ohio. I mean, there's a lot of voter suppression tactics, and if you they've made it hard for you to vote or to stay registered to vote in Ohio and in other states. We're one of the worst, by the way. So it's hard for us to see change. And there's this thing that we have that's called voter depression, is that if you're turned away from the polls because your address wasn't right, or the Secretary of State removed you from the voter rolls and you felt embarrassed when you showed up at the polls. Of course, the change is not coming from the top down. It's coming from the ground up, and we have to reclaim our power. I understand that it's very frustrating. I mean, I thought I'm going to date myself, but in the 80s, when I came out of college, that all of the issues were solved in terms of civil rights and my rights. And I mean, we're still fighting that fight. And I feel like the consequences, or the potential consequences, have gotten greater. So it's hard to really convince people. I mean, if you're frustrated with your situation, and maybe you're feeling isolated, or maybe you're not, this event will hopefully. We need to have hope. All right, because without hope we have nothing. And I think that these events will give people hope.
So let's talk about the event of the day.
Okay.
So walk us through. You want people to get there? What time? What to expect? You got free donuts
before we go to the event? I got another. I just got one more question before we go to the event. And I don't know if you've heard of this. And as we're talking about the protesting, but the executive order that Trump put out, what was that, a couple weeks ago, that talks about being anti-democratic. I mean, there's an executive order every day. Right. But that talks about, and I can't think of the number, like
it doesn't matter.
NMS something, but that talks about being anti-democratic, anti-capitalism. I'm talking about going after people who protest against the government and protest against. Yeah, there was an executive order written on that. So has the organization thought about any of that? I'm loving that the organization is not fearing any of that, because that's what's happened with the DEI executive orders, that most people got fearful, and so that's how things got shut down. But to hear this, have you all thought about that executive order?
We have, and we take it seriously, and we've made some adjustments with our security. I mean, nothing is ever guaranteed, right? We also, but we can't let it stop us. A lot of these executive orders have no teeth. They can't really. They could try to enforce. I mean, a lot of what is happening at the federal level is not legal.
Yeah.
But they're testing the boundaries, and they're seeing what they can get away with. And there's been pushback from judges, thank God. We don't really know. We don't know where this is all going to end. But yes, we have thought about this locally. We have private security who will be within the crowd. We have volunteer peacekeepers who have been well trained in de-escalation. We encourage all of our attendees to at least watch some de-escalation training.
Yeah.
So, and that is on the website, nokings.org. You can just scroll down a couple, once or twice, and you'll end up with events. You can even still attend one online. So at least we're hoping that the majority of us are informed about how to de-escalate. And of course, we'll be shutting down the roads for our march, so there will be police there, but we're just trying to take all of that into consideration. And yeah, I mean, some people have been scared off, or some people think it doesn't apply to them, that their lives that they really won't change, right? Because they have privilege. But I mean, this is hitting a lot of people right now. Somebody maybe who's affected by the government shutdown, whether it's employment or, benefits being changed. So we all know someone, right?
But we want to pretend like we don't half the time.
Well, that's a coping mechanism.
And live in our
real.
bubbles of
Yeah.
this isn't,
But
does not exist.
All the time.
There's many of us in our community who are like, is this going to be our last chance to speak up? And that's really concerning. So I guess we need to have a show of force, especially this time. I mean, I don't know of any other large protests that are scheduled for the winter, at least here in Cleveland. So this would be the time. If you don't want to come out when it's cold, this would be a really good time to make your voice heard.
Well, I guess this is what you was talking about early, Unicorn. Seasons changing. So now we're about to go to season change. This is the last protest of the year.
Well, it's not the last.
Well, I'm saying is before it gets cold in Cleveland. I don't know about any of y'all, but it's starting to get a little cold out there now. So I want you to tell us what's happening that day. Walk us through. What we do expect? We pull up. Where are we going? Do we sign up? Do we get free coffee? Do we get anything?
Do you get a donut?
A donut or anything? Or we just getting up?
A bear claw?
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't thought about giving away donuts, but if that gets people there,
food gets people everywhere.
People everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is a volunteer run, event.
Oh, I understand. Right.
Yeah, we have no funding, and we're renting a sound system and a stage and lots of other things. We will have what we will have there are we have some stickers we're giving away. We have buttons. There may be, I guess I better at least get a box of Munchkins or something. But there won't be coffee. It's from 1 to 3.
I understand.
We will have bottles of water.
Okay.
In the event that, things are, sorry here. We will have bottles of water. We will have T-shirts.
No Kings T-shirts?
Not No Kings. We couldn't print. We can't take a whole lot of financial risk on ourselves.
I understand.
So those are very expensive. I mean, especially when you're talking thousands of people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would be one thing if we had 50. We would probably bring coffee and donuts.
Oh, I understand. We understand.
But so I think what you'll find there is community. You'll find we have a group performing starting at 12:30.
Where do we meet at?
Oh, I'm sorry, at the Free Stamp
So
at
we
9th
start
and Lakeside.
At the 9th and at the Free Stamp is where we're kicking off at.
Yes.
You kick off at the 9th and St. Clair. I mean, at the Free Stamp, right? Which is
It's right
really
next to City Hall.
City
Right.
Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. All right.
9th
So
and
from there,
Lakeside.
where are we going from there?
So we have a few speakers, some electeds,
Okay.
some people from unions,
Okay.
some people from Hispanic organizations, and people who've run for office.
Sure.
But it's a great variety of speakers. Someone from the SEIU. We have a janitor speaking from the SEIU. I hope she knows that it's a lot of people.
Okay. All right.
So, and we're going to do everything we can to fire up the energy in the crowd. But we start with some a cappella music that as people are arriving, and then we have this group called Musicians Against Dictators. You should look them up.
Okay.
They'll be playing, we think, Ode to Joy, Ode to Freedom. A lot of people don't know that. The name of that classical song was started as Ode to Freedom.
Okay.
So, and then after that, we'll have some pumped up music, and
Look it up
then
for me,
around 2-ish we'll be
Ode
marching.
to Freedom. Let's look up Ode to Freedom. We're going to go close the show out on some Ode to Freedom. All right, go ahead.
You'll recognize it when you hear it. You might want to look up Ode to Joy, but
Oh, if it's Ode
so
to Joy, I think I heard that.
we will march to Public Square from the Free Stamp. And then we will march back, and it's actually really cool. The last time we did this, the sounds reverberating off of the buildings on the street. It was just, it was inspiring and almost breathtaking.
Okay.
From the chants and the shouts. You don't have to march. Some people do stay behind for a variety of reasons. I usually stay behind because I'm keeping things in order. But yeah. So
How
and then
far
we
is
hope
the
to be
march?
done by 3. But if the energy's still flowing, we'll
It's
still
from
be
the
there.
Free Stamp to Public Square
Oh, it's from the Free Stamp to Public Square.
and back.
And back.
Yeah.
So they go there and they turn around and coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or kind of like a square.
Like a square. That's not too far.
It's not too far, no.
No. That's
Was that probably about 3 miles, 2
yeah,
miles?
it ain't
I'd
even
say
that.
it's less than a mile.
Yeah, I
Is
think
it?
Yeah, it's about a mile and a half at the most. You know, because you go in there and back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's a good march.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have a lot of people, and people all involved and everything. So when they get to the stamp, then they come back. Are you doing a closing program, or they just going and they coming back, or what?
Well, they're coming back, and the closing program, we'll probably again try to inspire people, give them some actions. There's going to be groups there that tell you how to get involved. For example, we have someone from Ohio Voice coming, which is a nonpartisan group, but what they do is try to make sure that we are staffed with poll workers.
Okay.
All right, encouraging. It's just another, aside from the Board of Elections, they also do nonpartisan election protection. And really what that is if somebody comes out and has a problem or there's a situation at the polling location, they get involved, they help answer questions. And again, they are nonpartisan and they try to be visible. And I think that's also one of the reasons we do this event is because, we're not really sure what it's going to be like in 2026. We believe that the militarization of cities like Chicago is to get us accustomed, all of us, to having the military at polling locations, which is unheard of. At least in recent history, and in our country.
Wow.
So, we are trying to nip this as much as we can in the bud. So,
All right, well, why don't you tell everybody one more time where they can get information, where they can sign up at, and what time they need to be there.
so nokings.org, NOKINGS.org. And on that page, the first thing you'll see is just a little bit of an explanation of what No Kings is. And then you could put in your zip code and find out where the closest one is to you. But we are encouraging, everyone in the Cleveland area to eventually end up at the Free Stamp at 9th and Lakeside. Show up at our doors open at 12:30, and the program begins around 1. We encourage public transportation. The Rapid is close by, lets off right underneath the pre-stamp, kind of. And also there's a bus there. We won't be closing the roads down until after 1 o'clock. So lots of parking, but
Lots of parking. Free
especially
parking
because
downtown.
people aren't working downtown. So
Exactly.
yeah, on Saturday.
On Saturday, it's free parking too, I
Yeah.
believe. So you should be able to go down there and park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
big
even
guy.
on the street.
No, I'm loving it. I just, I'm thinking, because we mentioned Chicago, but I'm just thinking of stepping up and not being afraid. And that's the place that we have to get is not being afraid and thinking about what outcomes do we want, because there are many things that are happening now, and the outcomes have to be stronger. I was listening to a clip today where this man is still focusing on the fact that he actually won the 2020 election. Like, come on. When do we stop? When
Yeah.
do we even stop dwelling on that? And so this is
Well,
you have that type
did
of
you see
narcissism.
the video that he did recently where they asked him about whether he was going to
Going to heaven. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, because at the end he talked about the
said, I know I'm not going.
He said, I know I'm not going. But here, I'm not going to get on. That's next week's show. I was about to get on the whole fact of, you're not going to heaven, but yet these Christian nationalisms wants to support you based on your belief in Christianity. I'm so confused.
I'm really confused.
I'm so confused.
Go ahead.
Christian nationalism is white supremacy.
Oh, we know.
Well, I'm just saying it out loud. I'm white. I mean,
right. But see that, and here's the thing, Sue. That's what we need more of. We need more since you just gave your social identity of being white. Now I can jump in. I wasn't gonna jump in before, but now that's what we need more of. We need more of those white people who voted for Trump to step back and say, what am I going to do now?
Right.
Because you pushed them in. And so how do you get them out? And this is what I meant by the question of, especially folks who did not vote for him, who knew not to vote for him, who are now angered by the fact that white people did vote for him, and now they have people. You know what? I use this in a book. Let me keep it for a minute, Rabbi. But we have people now who are in this factor of, I didn't vote for him, so white folks, y'all take care of this. You handle the problem because y'all the one that pushed them over.
And we know that. But I think that, and there have been criticisms of the protest movements that it's all white people. Where are the others? So we're kind of getting it from both ways, but we are out there. All right, we are out there in droves. Actually, every Wednesday, we have a protest outside of John Husted's office, which is, he can look down on the free stamp. I don't think he's ever set foot in that office. He's our senator from Ohio who was appointed to replace J.D. Vance. So we have been either outside of Moreno's office or Husted's office every Wednesday since February. So there's opportunities to get involved, but we know, and I know that.
And they still messing with old Elon Musk too. I ride by the Tesla's place on Mayfield.
They should.
They
That's
be out
good.
there, man. They still on.
There's
Elon
a special kind of feeling we get for him and satisfaction.
But I have a visceral. I can't say nothing. I have a visceral reaction when I see Teslas. So
yeah, we all
might
do.
feel the same way.
Everybody do.
Yeah.
And as bad as it is, man, I really want me one. And let me put it
And
this
I know
way.
other
There's
people.
so
do
many
too.
other options.
Right, that's what somebody told me. Right. And what I found out is I really want an electric car. That's what I want. I don't want a Tesla. And everybody, when they think electric car, the first thing you think of is Tesla. And that's the problem. But I really think I would. Before I'm up out of here, I think the closest I'm going to get to George Jetson, I think, is going to be an electric car. So I think I want to try
I just got my first hybrid, a plug-in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm really happy.
Yeah, I want to try one of those, but I definitely feel you on all of that and where we go from there. Well, we're going to get ready to close our program out in a little bit. Sue, I'm going to get you we always give final word. You got anything to say that you want to say to the audience before we leave?
Just give it a try. If you're looking for inspiration, we are hoping to give it to you. Again, there's inspiration, like when you're only expecting 50 people and 500 show up. That fills everybody up. We really are just encouraging people to come. We will also have some tents. Where we try to have a little bit of humor, but the tents will also give you guidance on how you could get involved. I run a group locally called Mobilize the Vote, and we register voters year round, year after year. And so there's a way to get involved with that. And other organizations as well. So we have Showing Up for Racial Justice is going to be there. That's mostly white people trying to show up because we know we need to. And there's just a lot of opportunities to get involved that you'll find out about, and it feels good. Excellent. It feels good. So try to get over your fear. I had to do that when I went to my first protest, which was the Women's March in Washington, D.C., and I was scared. But I went anyway, and it's changed my life. in a way that I now have a way to channel my anger.
Well, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
Doctor, let everybody know you got a busy week coming up. You got to do your plug again before we get out of
Yeah,
here.
I'm going to do a couple plugs. I'm going to try to do
You
this
got
really
time.
quick.
You got time.
I'm going
Go
to
ahead.
say, white people, y'all heard Sue. So I need you all to get involved. Those of you who decided to vote for the other person in 2024 last year, and you now recognize what's happening and how it's affecting you and your family, get involved. Sue has invited you to the No Kings rally.
I can't
Get
wait to see you
involved.
all.
Yep, she's waiting to see all of you all. And anybody who needs to, just needs to know how to get motivated, join the No Kings rally. But I also want to say that these seasons changes. And I thought about that, and this is my close before I give the announcement about Cranston Heights, is with the seasons, we've got to think about how do we rejuvenate. And so we're going into a new season. So think about this in our life. How do we rejuvenate? How do we revive? And how do we start moving forward? And so if you got some things you need to clean up those things. Clean up those closets, clean up your life, clean up your people so that you can rejuvenate and kick off fall with a motivation to fight, a motivation to stand strong, but be rejuvenated. Get rest and rejuvenate. And in that is our theme for Crimson Heights Ministries annual women's workshop. It is called I'm Tired, Relax and Rejuvenate. And so we are looking at that theme of I'm tired, relax and rejuvenate. And all of the speakers will be geared to that. Like I said, Meltrice Sharp will be talking about it from a financial lens. Habiba will be talking about it from a mental health lens. Tyrese will also be talking about it from a mental health lens. And so, stop by, see us on Saturday, October 25th from 9 till 12:30. Remember, your ticket price includes access to our vendors, and we have some great vendors. We have LT Squared in the building. We'll have Be Kind. We also have Glory Loaves, and we have Moxie. We have Indie Visions. We have Hunter Wellness, and so they will all be there to offer opportunities. Hunter Wellness will do an evaluation if your back is messing you up, because they're a whole wellness system with chiropractor and other wellness stuff. But so stop by, visit my Instagram page to get the QR code. Dr. That's DRHEB, Heather E. Burton, and purchase your tickets today.
Uni, one more time before we get out of here. We got about 1 minute and a half.
Yes. Tonight, this evening, tell your mama, tell your friend, tell your cousin, tell your neighbor, tell everybody you come in contact with today. We are at Collinwood Recreation Center this evening, 5:30 sharp. We start. So please come early. Don't be on BP time or CP time or any other time than being there at 5:30, because we got to be out by 7. So this will be very short, very sweet, very to the point, very releasing as well. We have a lot in store, but it will definitely be releasing in a sense of you'll be writing as well what it is that you want to see happen on your own street, in your own community as well. And we'll be going over some things about how to change policies and look, just come tonight. Collinwood Rec Center, 5:30. See you there.
And if you can't make it, that doesn't mean that you can't get involved.
That's correct.
There are ways.
Uni gonna keep y'all updated every time she can, so we're going to keep that. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Sue, thanks for being our guest here on our program today.
Thanks for having me.
We have got a lot of information of what we need to do. We've been pushing week after week after week after week about how the government and things that's been happening in the administration that we don't like, and we always try to end the show by trying to say, hey, what can we do about it? What you can do about it? How you can get involved? Well, No Kings Rally is coming down on the 18th here, and you have an opportunity to, if you don't want to do nothing but come out there with a drum and bang your drum and walk around, you can do that. You can do whatever you want to do to come out there to be a part of that, and we're asking everybody. This is not just a white man's march. This is a everybody march. So we want everybody is welcome to be out there on time and get this march in and out. And we're going to end the program with some. It looked like Beethoven wrote that song.
It is, he
It's a
did.
Beethoven song. You know, it's one of y'all events. They're going to put us out with Beethoven. Here we
That's
go.
what we're starting.
We're starting with Beethoven.
We have a good protest playlist.
Okay, they got it. Sue says she promised we're going to be jamming. So we're gonna put it out. This is what we ended with, y'all. We see y'all next week.